Yo, it's that time of month again when you know it's me and I'm back doing those dreadlock updates, and there's some hair on the lens. And what we are talking about today is 57 months of KNOTLOCKS. Shit's all over the place, and they're still kind of damp right now because I washed them this morning. And I blew dry them for a while, but now they're just kind of air drying for a bit. But I'll probably go back to the hair dryer in a little bit to just finish off drying it up. And it's been a good month for the locks. I think I've probably gone maybe 4 months now since I've done any real maintenance to it. So I have a lot of new growth coming in that I'm just kind of experimenting with to see like how my hair locks naturally. And like I said, I was maintaining the front a little bit just to give the appearance like my whole head was maintained, and trimming the sides. But really I've been freeforming for the past few months just to see how my natural hair goes together, because my hair doesn't really nat too well naturally. That's why I went the interlocking route to begin with. But I think it didn't lock naturally because I didn't have the patience to do it. But now that like my locks are already matured, I have more patience with the new growth because I don't have much to worry about in terms of it coming undone. But like you can see a lot of that new growth there. And I've had an issue with one of them because now I have another one that's thinning out, and that would be this one. But I just braided it into another braid for a second. I was trying something out. And the thing about like my locks is that I created this whole channel as kind of an experiment to begin with. And my locks are all an experiment. I've been experimenting with them since day one. Because I found a real lack of internet information for interlocking. So I just kind of like learned the basic of it and went with it myself and just kind of make up things as I go along to see if they work or not. So one thing that I was experimenting with today is I have a dread that is thinning out, and it's thin to a point where I can either have 3 options. It's gotten to a point where it's thinning that I can't really fix it by tightening it even more, because I think if I keep on interlocking it, it's just going to break off. And now I have a choice that faces me for if I want it to break off, or if I want to combine it to another one, or... okay, shit. Okay, as I'm undoing this one, I just realized what happened here. Okay, so actually in one of the past videos, I showed you that I put a link in the description, I showed you that I have a thinning lock, and I combined it to another lock, right? Now I'm realizing that this new lock that is thinning is right beside the other lock that was thinning, which I combined. And I was going to show you how to decide whether or not to cut your dread off or to combine it to another one. So looking at my hair here, if I go to the root, I'm just unbraiding this. Okay, so here's the one that's thinning. It's so hard to see because I don't have a camera guy to help film with me, but it's getting really thin right here. And if I interlock that, I think it'll just break, because honestly there's about 5 to 10 strands of hair that's actually holding on this whole lock. And it's like, I don't want to lose the whole lock really, so I have a dilemma. I can either break it off, cut it off, and lose a lock, one lock down, or I can leave it and not do anything and just have it grow out, and it'll just grow thin like that until one day it might rip or get caught on something. Or I can combine it to another lock. But the only thing about combining it to another lock is that I'm basically carrying around extra weight, like a dead dread almost. But I realized that if I combined it to one lock, it would be kind of weird to have just this one lock attach to another one. So if I combine it to 3 locks, it would make a braid like the other ones I have back here that I combined a while ago. This is what I combined a while ago, and now it grows as one big dread. So I'm probably going to end up making another one like this to save it. But one of the dreads I'm going to use to braid it into, because I need 3 dreads to braid it. So I chose these 3 dreads because they're all around it the same spot on the sectioned hair. So now to section it, I'll take the 3 of these, to combine them, sorry, I'll take the 3 of these and braid them together. Now I don't know if I don't have a video on how to braid, but just look it up and you'll find. But on one of the dreads that I'm going to combine, I realized that I've already combined it once, and look, this one I've already combined from that last video, and it's still in there. So now I'm going to combine it again to another lock, and what I'm going to do here is braid it all the way down, but I'm not going to do it just yet. I'm going to make that into another video, so you guys can see that link in the description as well. And that's what I've been thinking about for this month. On another tip, aside from the hair, I've just been analyzing the traffic flow for the Veda that we did. I stopped doing the Vedas for a little bit because I realized I was getting a little off track with them, but I feel that the Vedas are good, but they weren't getting as much views, and I felt like the views were getting lower and lower as I kept putting more out. I mean, only one of the videos did kind of good after a month. The other ones did kind of okay, but I realized that the Vedas should be on a channel of its own, just like an everyday vlog channel. So I'm just waiting to get that set up, and I will continue doing Veda shortly, maybe in the new year or around Christmas or something, but that's going to be on its own channel, on separate from KNOTLOCKS. Because right after Veda was done, I put up a video about dreads, and right away the video was like popular. So it was like, obviously you guys want to watch videos like purely dedicated to dreads. So now it's just about me coming up with some content ideas to reach my target market a bit better. But it's always great. Like lessons learned. I love the Veda. It was all really fun. It's just gonna go on another channel from now on. So thanks for supporting me through that, and I'm glad you guys liked it. And that was a glimpse into my life. And there's still a lot more that I want to show you guys about my life as well, and who I am, that we'll get to. On a new note, future collaborations coming up. I'm gonna start collaborating with some more dreads, and there's gonna be some more question and answer videos coming up as well. And lastly, on my hair for this 57-month update, I'll just show you the new growth that's coming in. So yeah, that's the new growth, and you can see like the texture of how my hair really is. I know I shouldn't be pulling it apart like this because it's preventing the dreading, so I probably won't play with it. And then especially if you're freeforming, just avoid playing with it and sticking your fingers through it, because it'll mess up the locking process. But if you're interlocking, you can do that. You can put your fingers through or whatever, because you have to in order to maintain it yourself. So I washed it this morning, and I used that olive oil shampoo that I posted on Instagram a couple days ago. If you guys haven't seen my Instagram, you can follow me at Mob Media. There's a link in the description. And yeah, sections are still doing well. I have them sectioned out at about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch at the most, but usually they're all about 1/4 inch. Some maybe even 1/8 of an inch. That's a bit too small. That's the ones that are like the ones that are thinning out. Those are the ones that I sectioned off really small, so no wonder they're the first ones to kind of break off. But they haven't broken off yet. But if I were to leave them, they would break off. So yeah, those are the locks. And if you want to get a shot of them at the bottom, you can see that the tips are like changing color a bit. That means they're just like drying out. Not the sun, they're not drying out, but the sun kind of dyes it. And yeah, they tend to fade out at the end. And those are the tips. You can see the tips are all blunted. I went through and crochet hooked each and every one to make them all very blunted and uniform. And that's just an obsession of mine. I don't know, I guess it takes a lot of patience to do that, which I understand if you don't have it. A lot of people get dreads because they don't have patience, so they just want to get the hair locked and they don't want to have blunted tips, and that's fine too. Dreads are meant to be however you want them to be. They're not supposed to be neat, you know, but I just preferred them like this. And I had the patience and time to do it. So this is the combined lock, which I had a rubber band on it recently, but it came off and I haven't put a new one on. So you can see it kind of like has that dragon tail thing, but that's the braid actually just coming out, because this dread is braided too. So all I have to do is braid it. Oh, it's coming again even more. So all I would have to do is braid this back together. The same concept as what I'm going to do with my other dread that's thinning out. And basically when you're braiding, it's just like over, under. You take 3 strands, put one under the middle strand, and then over, and then under, and then over. That's weird. I don't know. Braiding is simple. Just learn how to do it. And alright, just braid it like that. And I actually picked up those black rubber bands that you saw in the edit before. So I got my rubber bands. And putting rubber bands in your dread is like, it's all, people are against it. I find it's okay, but I think you gotta be careful, because when you put rubber bands in there, I can see why they say not to do it, because they get caught up in your dread and they start to dread within the hair, so you end up with like rubber bands stuck in there. But I don't mind. It's like whatever. It's the same with interlocking. You just gotta not mind. I find that they work for what I need them to do. But it's the same like when you get your dreads wet, you want to make sure you dry this portion good, because water might retain down at the elastic a little bit. And there you go. There's the combined lock with the thing at the end. I need to figure out a way to permanently seal these together so it prevents it from the braid from coming undone every single time. Oh, there we go. Now we're in focus. And look at this. You can tell now, like, okay, here's the braid. And then now that's where I started the braid, and this is all the new growth that I've locked, and you can see how it dreaded together there. Fuck, it's so hard to focus this on my own. Yeah, and that's the new growth that I dreaded. So like, actually I kind of wish all my locks were this length, this thickness. And it's still kind of damp in there from my shower, so that means I should dry it some more. Man, it's annoying having to dry your hair so much. And this is the other one that was braided. You can kind of see how it looks different from the rest of them. And it'd be cool to have like more of my hair dreaded like this. And I'm going to work towards combining a lot more of my locks so they look like this. And then growing out the new growth as a thicker dread. And then that's the one that I combined before. By weaving the dread through the other dread, and I now need to re-seal this together somehow, but I'm gonna braid it into the other one, so we'll see. But this one needs to be tucked back in before I braid those other ones together. So thanks for watching. You know, I appreciate all the subscribers and the views. Stay tuned, there's lots more videos to come and collaborations, and subscribe if you haven't. There's new videos every weekend, every Saturday. So holla back. KNOTLOCKS. Peace.